Just the Tips.
All right, everybody, Adam and Mike here, Just the Tips podcast, coming to you live, 17 Grand Street, Kingston, New York Golf and Fitness.
Yeah, man, episode 101.
It feels good. It's like the temperature outside. It's
Yeah.
like 101.
Yeah, I'm kind of sweating right now. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. So after blasting out all these podcasts in a row, we got busy with the new place and didn't do one for a while. And then we did 100, our centennial.
Yeah, like a month ago, right?
So we went from doing weekly, are we doing monthly, quarterly?
So I'm going to say it again. We're going to get back after it, all right? I said this in our last one. I'm going to say it again. We definitely have to get better. We'll probably go like every other week, maybe.
There you go.
I will say this. There's not a lot of exciting things like that keep popping up. It's like two big exciting things that are just ongoing.
Yeah.
So basically that's going to be like the updates that we're giving. You know what I mean?
Cool. But since the last time that we got together with you guys, we've had some cool stuff. Some travel, a little bit of travel, and some tournament golf, and then what's new for you and I the rest of the summer, and then not for nothing, but you said it the other day. You like the summer's gone already.
Dude, your wife was telling me about how the schedule is going to go for like the next 6 weeks. Mm-hmm. And like I felt like I lost a week of her just telling me that. I'm like, holy crap, it's back to school already by the time we come, Yeah, I was like, holy crap.
So here we are on the 4th of July recording this. This will come out.
Yeah, happy Independence Day.
Yeah, 250, right?
Happy birthday, America. Yeah. 250, yep.
So, but here's the thing is I'm starting to say it this way. After being so busy ramping up to the opening, and the minute we opened, we were as busy as we possibly could be. And then the transition into the springtime, we're finally getting a chance to get caught up around here. And now I'm getting really excited about what this fall is looking like, but we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, so I don't want to say that we're not busy, right? Like, obviously, things have slowed down in here, like members coming in, but we're still doing work. You know what I mean?
It hasn't slowed down that much because every time I try and do something,
every time.
Shout out to Jacob Darcy, Ben.
Yeah.
Love these guys, I really do. But like I said, when they come in, it's like it's like a normal Sunday in February.
Right, and obviously we want to give them their attention that they signed up for and things like that. But you got some paint on your hands, or your hands are dirty, and you're like, yeah.
Do you want to play? Yes.
Yeah, so, very easily to talk us out of doing some projects, by the way, if you want to play a quick 18.
Exactly. My wife's still asking. She's like, that piece of molding? And I'm like, I don't have to be reminded every 6 months to do something. I'm like, I'll get to the molding.
Yes, you do.
What have we done since episode 101? We get a call.
100.
So since 100?
Yeah. So
we got a call.
Yeah, you got the call.
Yeah, man.
And you shot me a text about from your new best friend.
He is my dearest, oldest best friend, Mr. Willie Downs from Royal New Kent, one of the owners out there. And Willie is just one of the coolest guys of all time. You've said it before.
Dude, I knew as soon as I met that dude, I'm like, this guy is just a cool dude. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, I bet he just drives like a pickup truck and just, and we saw him driving a pickup truck.
Owns golf courses, luxury houses, does all this other cool stuff, but he's like a real down-to-earth guy. And I get a text message that at first I thought was spam. Hey, would you like a couple of tickets to the PGA Championship in Philly?
At
Aronimink, which I'm still having a hard time pronouncing. And again, we just kind of come out of how busy we were. We had a lot to do. We hadn't taken any time. I mean, we were open Christmas Day. We were open Thanksgiving. We were open New Year's Day. So to think about taking a couple days off to go watch a golf tournament.
This wasn't really even it
wasn't on a radar.
It wasn't on a radar. It wasn't something that we had done yet. We haven't left the place where one of us isn't watching the place.
Yep.
And so to step away from it for, I don't know,
31 hours. 31 hours.
31. Okay.
Yep. But so we got tickets, and we had the option. But we could have went to part of it or all of it, and we decided to go down for a couple of practice rounds. Less people. It was less people-y. We thought we'd have some more direct access maybe to the players and and we were spot on.
Yeah, no, it was a good time. So we what did we do? I worked in the morning on Tuesday. I trained some clients in the morning, and then we hopped on the road.
Jumped right out of here, drove straight down there. And the funny thing was, and hey, for any of you guys going to tournaments this summer, don't punch in the address of the golf course thinking you're going to roll up to their parking
you're
lot.
not pulling into the front gates of the parking lot, just to let you know. You are going to remote parking areas that are not nearby.
We were probably, but the golf course was in a residential area. It was like Twofskill as far as you know. And then all of a sudden they're like, you got to drive 20 minutes away
and then take the shuttle in. Yep. Now here's a quick little tip: if you don't want to do that. The people that live nearby are renting out their driveways for like $75 or $100 for you to just park there and walk there. Might be a better option.
Or they said they would give you a ride.
They'll shuttle you over there, maybe. But
so it's like if I had a house within 20
you're
minutes
on the back of some little girl's bicycle.
Exactly, on the pegs in the basket. Let's
got
go.
pegs and shocks.
That's it, man. You ever have one of those bike accidents when you were a kid? You and somebody else on a bike, and you know, no shirt, towel over the shoulder from being in the swimming hole,
and then you just come back. One of you is just pushing the bike, the other one's bleeding.
Road rash, tires wobbling.
But no, we had a good time. So we get there. It was hot out. It was beautiful. Dude, walking that course. I mean, you remember? I mean, something that was really cool about being on site and being there was like kind of seeing for me, the massiveness of the course, because you can see the whole front nine. You know what I mean? It wasn't the front nine, but we were standing on one hole. I remember you could see like 4 holes over here and four more holes over there.
From 18T, you can really see like probably 6 holes of the back nine.
Yeah, just kind of.
And then from
out.
A different perspective, you could see like another 8 or 9 holes.
And man, do they play real courses, dude?
Well, here's the thing: is you and I walked the course, and we come off 18, and they said number 17 is a par 3, and we're looking for the tee box and couldn't find it.
Oh, I mean, I was like looking like kind of where like a 200-yard par 3 tee box would be. I was like, and I just kept looking further back, and it was like 200. I think it was 247, and it was like way off to the side. It wasn't even. It was actually crisscross past 9 tee box coming over this way. I was just like, I'm like, is that them hitting there to here?
It's like 240 downhill over a pond to a big undulated green.
With bunkers right. It's shaved off on the left into the water. Yeah, dude, it was awesome.
So only because this will end up being too long of a podcast if we hit everything. What was your highlights of the couple of days we were there outside of the burritos?
I mean, I have to say it was Bryson. It was cool because, again, we got there like a little later on Tuesday. I think a lot of people, and that was a day Rory bowed out of a practice round because he had a blister. And I think a lot of people had gone out earlier, but when we got there. So then when we get there, it was Bryson. There was, who else did we see?
Terrell Hatton. Who's the little guy?
Brian Harmon.
Who waggled, what do we count it, 19 times?
Dude, ridiculous. But it was kind of later, sun was starting to go down, and people were leaving. So actually following around Bryson, it was actually pretty cool.
Well, that's the thing is there's no tee times for the practice rounds. It wasn't like, hey, show up at 5 o'clock and you can watch them. But they did have a big board, and it would say Scheffler's on the 14th green, or McIlroy withdrew.
Yeah, Rahm's on the practice range.
So we were there for a couple hours, and all of a sudden it pops up that DeChambeau's on the driving range.
Yeah.
And one of the cool things was you could go and you could scan a QR code, and they had them way down and kind of protected. You couldn't really get a good look at them.
Yeah.
But you could scan the QR code and you could watch their shot tracer pattern on what they were working on. But then they just left. He left, and everybody's like, Bryson.
Yeah.
And he goes over, and then he's on the first tee, and we walk out. We got within 10 feet of him.
Came walking down the first tee box, saw him right there. Then, we followed him for a few holes, but actually crowds started following him pretty decently. Actually his caddy had a caddy that day. Here's why. See, he hates them so much. Here's why I think that was going on, and I'm just assuming. But like the caddy's out there not to carry the bags in the practice round. Like he's out there trying to get data, right? Like if you saw him, he was like walking a green. He was kind of like throwing the little disc down for like, hey, there's going to be a hole here, things like that. He's not worried about that bag that day.
Let me say this. First, it was very cool to be that close to Bryce, and we did get a chance to, like, from me to Mike, to watch him drive the ball is really impressive. But when he came, most of the guys that we saw out there were either playing like a little game with their friends, or they're actually playing golf, or it was more likely they were out there working on their game. So what we saw most commonly was the player, a caddy, and a coach. The caddy carrying the bag, the coach carrying a launch monitor. They'd have a G quad, and they'd put it down. Yeah. When Bryson comes walking up number 2, playing by himself, by the way, he had 9 people in the fairway. It was him. It was his caddy. Now, I can get behind the guy who was carrying the bag for the caddy, because I'm like, why wear, like, if you just ask somebody, like, hey, dude, you want to carry this bag?
Yeah, dude.
Like,
how many people out of the stands, out of the crowd, would have been like, I'll carry that bag?
1,000 people. So I don't fault the caddy for farming out the labor, okay?
Yeah, that's all he did.
But so you got Bryson, the caddy, the guy carrying
Caddy's caddy.
the caddy's caddy,
Coach.
the coach,
and probably, I don't know, do you have a swing coach and then a coach?
He had the one coach, but he had a technology guy who was there, like data guy. He had 2 YouTube guys or social media guys, and then he had a security guard.
Yeah.
Right? You count that up, there's 9 dudes walking down the course so Bryson could play golf.
Yeah, I honestly think the other guys don't have enough guys.
Well, it takes that 9 people for Bryson to miss the cut in another major.
Yeah, badly too. Badly, yeah.
But listen, this course was no joke.
Dude, I think when we saw hole number
16, 15.
Yeah. And it was a
40?
56 par 4.
Yep.
When we were walking it into the wind, on day 1 and 2 into the wind, that's longer than all the par 5s on our home course.
And we were watching guys like I practice round. It's getting pretty brave, And we see this one guy who was maybe off the Japanese tour or something like that.
Yeah.
And he had a good drive, and they were working out the distance for the second one. And I yelled over.
The guy's got the launch monitor down.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they're bringing a launch monitor on every shot.
Yeah, and I'm yelling over to caddy. I'm like, what did he have? It was 250 meters.
It was less because yards are. I think he had 250 yards.
250 yards. And he yelled it out in meters, which I thought was kind of cool.
It was like 220 meters.
Yep.
Yeah, and he hit the green with. I think did he have an iron in his hand?
He hit a couple of shots, and he had like a hybrid or a 7-wood, but then he eventually hit it with like a 5-iron?
5-iron?
I don't know. And I'm like, good. Because I'm sitting there going, hey, everybody's making bogey on this hole.
Yeah, no.
You're going to be hitting it. No, they're hitting it on the green. They had long putts.
Dude, ridiculous. That's how good those guys are.
So you and I said when we left the course that I go, what do you think's going to win? And
so I didn't know this, but I guess the guys like up on TV and in the booths and stuff like that were saying that it's gonna go low. People are gonna go low.
Yeah, the Bomber's Paradise.
19 under or something like that. So I said I think I said Bryson at 15 or 14 under. You said Tommy Fleetwood at like 9 under.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna get the double digits.
And what did they? I think it was 5.
Yeah, I think unders? 5 ended up winning it. But
well, it was Aaron Rye.
Yeah, 2 gloves.
2 gloves.
Tommy 2 gloves.
He ended up, dude, he birdied 17 with this ridiculous putt on.
Well, they had a lot of tee boxes, which was cool, and what was it, 14, they could move it up in the drivable distance.
Yeah.
They could move that par 3 from 240 to 170, and they were.
I'll say this because I caddied at the Ocean Course, and they have the PGA Championship there. Another in 2031, but they've had it there twice before. And people used to ask us all the time. So if you're listening and you go to a place and you have a caddy that there's an event there, don't ask them a stupid question like, are they going to play all the way back? Yeah. They will move it every single day, depending on wind, depending on conditions, depending on what the greens are like, rain, any of that stuff. They're going to change them every single day. Yep. So nobody knows the answer.
So last thing I'd share real quick is second day we're there. We're out kicking it around. And next thing you see like a giant gallery. I mean, just coming down number 10, and you could see it out in the distance, just a sea of people. Like the entirety of the tournament spectators were following this group.
Yeah.
And we look back, and it's McIlroy, but it's McIlroy playing with his buddies there, with Lowry and Hatton, right?
Yep.
And Mike I go, oh man, I'd really like to see Rory. And he goes, we're gonna, and I don't want to be in crowds.
We were on 12 fairway.
Yeah.
Right. We were like 12 and 16 tee box, whatever. And I'm like, I'm not gonna go walk over there to go follow him to come back over here. Plus, like, I hate people. So
yeah. So Mike's like, 2 people you over there. So I go, so Mike's like, well, we're watching some other guys hit up, and he goes, well, McIlroy hits it farther than those guys. So why don't we stand here in the fairway, right up against the ropes? And he goes, hey, we'll be on the right side of the fairway. McIlroy hits a fade. And he goes, if we get lucky, he'll miss and hit it over here in the crowd. You literally said this. And I'm like, whatever. And I'm watching the other guys on 16. I'm watching the guys putt up here on 16. I'm watching them tee off on on 16. I'm watching them putt over here. And it takes them a little while to get over there. And next thing, we see a ball in the fairway. It's like 30 or 40 yards dead in the middle, but it's short of us, right? Sit there, can barely see who's up on the tee box. Next thing, we hear a ball go whizzing past our ear. Yep.
Right over our heads.
Yep. McIlroy, right? So everybody comes scrambling around. I'm from here to the camera, I'm all geeking out, right? And the guy, the marshal's there, he's backing everybody up. He goes, listen, man. He goes, no. He goes, they don't play out of the gallery in a practice round. He goes, he's just going to pick up the ball, throw it back in the fairway. And everybody's standing around, they're kind of speculating. And one of the patrons who was there, I guess they're not patrons at Aronimink, they're just fans.
They're fans.
They're just fans. Yeah. Goes, I don't know, man. I think they're playing a match up there. I heard on the tee box that they were playing for some decent money, right? Next thing you know, McIlroy comes over. He's standing 10 feet away. They back everybody away. Looks like the way he looks on TV. Talks the way he talks on TV. Was super cool to the people around us.
Played the shot.
But played the shot out of the gallery. And Mike
hit the green from some scruffed up rough over like where the gallery was. It was awesome.
But your golf mind going, I know Rory, I know the distances, and this is the most likely. You calculated Rory's dispersion and put us within 10 yards of where the ball ended up.
Yeah, because he always misses right.
Yeah, well, it was amazing, and one of those things where
right there, man, we were right, dude. I mean, I'll put up some video, some footage of like how close we were to him just hitting right. And the crazy thing to me is like you got like now this like horseshoe full of people around him hitting out of this like shoot, and I'm just like, anyone else like the next level down of golfers?
Yeah,
this is not safe.
College golfers, But like I said,
imagine getting pegged with a ball, like
just a chili shank,
an 8-iron off the hosel from Rory, dude. That is breaking a shin bone, dude. That's definitely breaking a shin bone.
But I was fortunate enough years ago to be that close to Tiger, and now being that close to Rory, and one of the things,
me being close to Bryson.
Well, I was just about to say, and we don't want to make a.
Are you going to give him credit on camera?
100%.
Wow.
100%.
Wow.
So
Ladies
every time somebody was asking Bryson for an autograph, he said after 9, after 9, after 9, and we come off and we watch him. He's finishing his final practice hole, and people start. There's like a collection area where people pass back and forth.
There's probably 100 people there.
Which
There's
I
50
thought
on our side and 50 on his side.
I thought was actually light considering one of the top players.
One, it's a practice round. B, it was late. Did I just say 1 and B?
Yeah.
1 and 2. 2, it was late. Like it was the fucking sun was down.
Yep.
And he stayed, man.
Yeah.
He stayed, and it was really, really cool.
He signed everything for everybody, and he signed for the kids, and he signed for the adults, and even the guy who you could tell was
he had like 6 flags.
Everything was gonna. Yeah, he just went and bought 6 flags. These are gonna be on eBay that night.
Yeah.
Right. Bryson didn't care. You were at the end, and you were trying to play it cool, but I saw you kind of having your fanboy moment.
Yeah, you know, I mean, I don't know when I'm going to get another opportunity, until he comes on the channel. But, I was just like, hey, Bryson, picture. And he just was like, turn around, take one. And he stood like, 10 feet behind me. And
but in frame, smiled, like I said. Again,
and he took the time. And I not that we stayed there for other guys, and we're not saying that other guys didn't do it, but I mean, I'd say he took the time to do it.
Yeah.
Man.
And it wasn't an insignificant amount of time. He's probably there a half hour.
Yeah.
And, it got me thinking about when you see this thing in totality, it's different when you see it on TV. I don't really like golf tournaments in person. It was fun to walk the course. I liked the practice round vibes because it was like super laid back and stuff.
If you're gonna go to a tournament, I would highly recommend a practice
Yeah,
round.
because you have a little bit more access and stuff. But what I was thinking was like, all right, these dudes finish the tournament on a Sunday. Monday's a travel day. Tuesday and Wednesday are practice days, and they're playing Thursday. They have responsibilities to their family. They have responsibilities to their fans. They have responsibilities to the sponsor. The practice, everything's very structured.
Responsibilities to the tournament, the PGA, whatever tour they're on.
Everybody wants your time. Yeah. And like I said, I love playing golf as much as anybody, but being on that schedule for that amount of time, and then to be like, this 30 minutes, I could go and freaking scroll through my phone, or this guy with the stack of flags that he's going to put on eBay, I'm going to take the time to sign them. It says a lot about a person. I'm just saying that.
I know you've hated him up until this event, but there was an event, I forget where he was. I want to say, no, it wasn't Augusta. It was Pinehurst 2 years ago when he won. And one night, he went out for like a walk. I think maybe he just needed to clear his head. I don't know. Maybe he heard some music down the block or something. Dude, these guys were like, I think they were at like some Airbnb and they were chipping and putting in their backyard having beers. And Bryson walked into their backyard and hung out with them.
Yeah.
I'm probably paraphrasing a lot of that.
No. I remember that. I remember that story. And then after he won the Open, he ran around and did a lap, slapping everybody's hands, and then
came out like him.
And then came out later. It's not that. All right, I don't like him.
Ooh, that was hard. That was hard. You wanted to,
I don't like him because of his nerdiness around the game. The game is already cerebral enough. We don't need to outthink golf. Be an athlete. Be an artist. Be a player.
I will agree with you on a lot of that. I don't dislike him for that. Yeah. I'm agreeing with the game is cerebral enough, and the athletic part does need to happen, but that's just how he is. You know what I mean?
And it's the evolution of the game. Again, just he's polarizing. He's easy not to like. It is harder to I can't hate
Let me
him.
ask you something.
Yeah.
Are you a Luke Skywalker fan or like a Darth Vader fan?
Who's
the other one? Who's Luke's?
Han Solo.
Han Solo.
Yeah.
What's he?
He's a guy.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
And he's like a good guy to Luke Skywalker. He's like his mentor.
No, he's just a space scoundrel. He's an anti-hero.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
And who's your favorite out of all three?
You got to go Luke Skywalker.
Okay. All right. I thought maybe you were like a Darth Vader fan.
No. And I get it. Like I said, especially if he's playing it up. The funniest thing I saw though was somebody saying, Bryson was like after missing the cut at the Open, said maybe he'd just give up on regular golf and just do YouTube.
Did he say that?
And one of the guys was like, I don't know what's different. You only play two days a week anyway, so you got plenty of time to do your YouTube.
Yeah.
But last thing about pro golf, and then I want to get into amateur golf. But I saw a thing about Scheffler the other day, and they showed how, like, we're all used to Tiger Woods being the standard of excellence, right? This 20-year-old to, until he was 46, I think, is when he won his last major, right? Or his last tournament, right? This body of work. So Scheffler's got this window of work, and he's been struggling this year, right?
Struggling on his level.
Yeah. But that's what they're getting at. They're like, most golfers peak from this age to this age, because you forget that Scheffler's only 29.
Dude, he looks 45.
Yeah, because the stress of freaking golf, right? So is the Scheffler era over? Are we done? Is he on the decline?
So
will he be like Norman or Mickelson, who gets like 1 or 2 wins later, but you just see the steady decline through his 30s?
So I would say Scheffler to me is probably Bryson to you, right? Like, I don't like Scotty Scheffler. I appreciate how good at golf he is. I don't think he's great for what the PGA wants to be, this, bigger entertainment system. He's boring to watch. Although last week when he was playing against Victor Hovland, he had to make a 10-foot par putt to send it to a playoff, and he made it. and he fist pumped, like the hardest fist pump I've ever seen him hit. And it was for par to go to a playoff.
Yep.
And he ended up losing the next morning. But like that action, I don't know if that made me like him more or less, because like it was for par and it was to go to a playoff. It wasn't to win. I mean, I've seen him birdie. I saw him birdie 16 at Augusta to try to make a little bit of a comeback. And it was like a 40-footer. And he's
Yep.
like, dude, what?
Check mark.
Come on.
Yeah. So the question was, though, have we?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think he's done?
I think he's maybe just kind of like in a little lull, maybe, you know, a little one of the downs of the long-term ups and downs in this game.
Is he going to do what Tiger did and rebuild his swing and rebuild his game, or what? Didn't Dustin Johnson do that after the shootout? He wasn't putting well.
I think everything, dude. We go in these little slumps for, you know, a week, a month. It could be a year. Some people, dude, some people look at Justin Rose, dude.
Yeah.
What about that dude?
Yeah.
Coming back at this age and just throwing darts, like, you know, like I think some people. It's just it's how this game works, man, and it's what makes us love it, but also makes us hate it. But I mean, Scotty's he's so good that like even his bad days, he's coming in second. You know what I mean? So.
Yep. Well, listen, like I said, that's so if you get a chance, go to a pro tournament.
Go to a practice round.
But did we talk about the Ulster County Men's Amateur Qualifier?
I don't think so. And we got to just lump it all together right now.
Yeah. So, you know, one of the big things on the calendar for you and me over the last bunch of years has been the they call it the Herdegen, and this year is the 75th annual. Top elite golfers from the county compete. I was breaking the numbers down like this to somebody the other day. There's roughly 5,000 people in the Ulster County that consider themselves to be golfers, right? Roughly 1,000.
Male?
No, just
okay.
golfers in general. But figure it's 90% male, right?
Okay.
There's roughly 1,000 people that belong to courses in Ulster County, right? So they play so much golf that having a membership is worth it, right? The Ulster County Men's Championship narrows the field down to 60 participants through a qualifying round. So they take 21 that made the cut from the year before. It opens up roughly 40 spots, right? So it was 35 in ties this year, right?
Yeah.
So we go to the Swan. I had after getting back into it in 2021, I had a couple of good years, and then last year I had a bad last round and fell outside the top 21 and had to requalify.
Because I wasn't on your bag. That was the first year I wasn't on your bag, right?
Yeah, 100% true. Which again, you know, Mike was a deciding factor a bunch over the last couple of years. But now you've been playing well. You tried and qualify the 1 year.
So this is my third year trying to qualify. The first year was that 2024. You were on my bag.
Yep.
12 skill and missed that cut by 2.
Yep.
on the qualifier.
First attempt, nervous, and you reminded me of what I said on the first tee. Yep. I've actually jumped out of a plane, skydove before, and I would rather do that again than have that first tee shot on your first competitive round. Woo! So to all you out there that are like, I'm just taking up golf for the first time and I'm nervous, or you're playing in your first men's league match or your first money match, those nerves never go away.
I'll say
for
this.
first times.
Yeah, for first times. I'll say this. The last year, fine-ish. And this year, fine.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep.
So last year, I ended up making the cut and making it to the Herdegen and not making the cut in that. And then this year, I made through the qualifier.
So you made it through the qualifier. I had to qualify. Got you by a couple of strokes. Neither one of us turned in like stellar performances. No. There was a lot of participants. The morning saw much calmer conditions. The afternoon, when you and I played, the wind started howling and got much harder throughout the day. So, but it didn't matter. You qualify whether you win the thing or you come in on the number.
And that was so a lot of people gave me crap last year. I actually ended up shooting the second best score last year, but it didn't matter. Like, I just wanted to beat the cut. And people were like, well, you let this little kid beat you or whatever. I'm like, dude, I don't care. I'm just glad I came in the money.
Yep. So,
So go ahead and pick up after today
yeah.
or after this year.
Yeah, so we both get through qualifying, and every year they switch up the courses a little bit. First course this year was Apple Greens. Apple Greens, a good 27-hole track. We play the front and back side, not the third side. A little disappointed, and again, it is what it is. Apple Greens is strategically placed right off the New York State Thruway, directly between New York City and Albany. They get a tremendous amount of public play. They are a golf machine. They just turn out tee times like it's crazy. When we got there, greens weren't ramped up, cups weren't moved.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say anything bad about the course.
No.
There was a little bit of wind. Course was fine. Nothing was ramped up. Nothing was rolled down.
Yeah, it was just regular golf.
It was regular golf. I'll be honest, man. I never play well there.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't. I hit the ball well. I never score well. That's what I'll say. Okay, so I don't know if it's, my game needs to. I need to practice there more and like learn the up and downs because they're not some of their greens are undulated, but just off the greens are very undulated.
Yeah.
And maybe I just need to work on something like that. But
I don't know. I think I messed up from the beginning because I wanted to shoot a low score, but I said, as long as I shoot in the 70s, I'll be okay. And it's a par 71. And I even said my daughter was on the bag for Saturday or for Friday and Saturday. And I even told her, I'm like, we got 8 bogeys to give was the way I looked at it. But I also thought that I'd make a handful of birdies along the way. I had a chance to play a tournament the day before where I made 3 natural birdies. And I go, I'm playing pretty good right now. Apple Greens has a number of gettable holes.
Yeah.
Places where they're not automatic, but you would think a couple of putts would drop or,
Right.
or maybe get lucky with a chip in. Not that you're counting on it, but I had those 9.
What was your number that you wanted to shoot? 79 or better?
79 or better, but the right number in my head should have been 74.
So I think I did the same thing, and I think I'm going to blame it on you. No, last year the cut after the first 2 days, I don't know, did you say that?
160.
So they do a cut after the first 2 rounds, and they take the top 30?
Top 35, yeah.
Top 35. And last year...
No, you're right. It was 30 plus ties. Yep.
So last year the number was 160. So that number got stuck in my head. So I said, if I just go shoot 80-80, that'd be great. If I shoot better than that, even better.
And in my head, I go, a goal would be to have 3 rounds in the 70s, right? Regardless of what they are, because very few people shoot all 3 rounds in the 70s, right?
Yeah.
And I started with 8 to give. Ended up shooting 79 and having the par the last 3 holes to shoot 79. Just not bad golf, not good golf. There's a couple of times I should have got up and down. There's a couple of putts I probably should have made. Maybe one mental error. Long story short, though, it was like, all right, 79.
Yeah.
Which there was a lot of people in the 70s.
Yeah.
And in the 60s.
So
it was
after
the strongest field in years.
So I ended up shooting in 84, 3-putted like 5 times, I think. And I was just not my best short game day. Other stuff, driver was fine. Irons were fine. Just everything like, 60 and in just wasn't really dialed, and I thought I was. 84, but I saw that scoreboard, man. I was like, wow, there's a lot in the 70s, man. Like,
so shout out to a bunch of our Maverick members who went low, 68?
68.
68.
Yeah.
A bunch in the low 70s, a whole host of folks, but
so that's when I got a little nervous about the 160. I was like, there's a lot in the 70s, man, So, and we're going to Twofskill next.
But I thought going to Twofskill was both good and bad. I thought it was good because it was a par 70, right? It's a much shorter course. I think it's 5,900, right? For the 18. But here's the trick, and again, talked myself into this. When we heard the announcement that Twofskill had moved from being the qualifier to being round 1 to being round 2, and where the cut was to go to round 3, I said 2 things. Number 1, I go, the guys that play Twofskill all the time have a distinct advantage. Not that anybody who has a home course doesn't have an advantage, but Twofskill's 1902. It's a Catskill mountain course. It's got a lot of places that one of the guys said it really good. He said a lot of other courses, there's places you need to hit the ball. Twofskill, there's just places you can't hit the ball. You're not allowed.
I was going to say that, actually, because I didn't even know that somebody said that to you. I would say Twofskill has places where you can miss, and there's places where you definitely don't miss.
So the way I said it is Twofskill is one of those courses where you could play very, very well and end up with a very, very bad score. Unlike its counterpart at Woodstock. Woodstock's one of those courses that will reward good play. It'll never punish good play.
Yeah.
Twofskill, you could play very well and end up with it. So you could play well and end up with a bad score, and the guys that play are there all the time. They know they've been there forever, man. They're good players.
And they play a lot. Like that's the one thing about Twofskill guys. They love their place, and they respect their place, and they're there all the time.
And they grind it out.
Yeah, they're grinders, man.
Yep. So
they've been in here. We had a lot of those guys here this winter, and they were awesome. But man, do they like? Wiltwick. You got guys that are like, I play like every 2 weeks or once a week. Dude, these Twofskill guys, I got a text yesterday from Jimmy Wawa. He texts me it had to be like 7, I think it was like 7:21. And he was like, yo, just walk the front 9. I'm like, today?
Yeah.
It was 7:21 in the morning, and he had just finished walking 9. These guys, they don't mess around over there, man.
And that's the nice thing about it, too. It's very accessible for the members. It is Kingston's only private club.
It is.
So I said those two things. One, the Twofskill members are going to do good. And two,
do well.
There's also the potential to play well and be punished, and both of those things happen to me. Well, shout out to Riley Gog. We don't always mention people's names, but Riley went and shot his very best score of all time, a 1 under 69. We shared a cart together. Riley knows that course since he's a little kid and just played spectacular. And how many times do you shoot your very best score in the very biggest tournament? So good for Riley.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. I played pretty well. I ended up shooting 76 with a couple 3 putts, a ball OB that is still haunting my dreams because I have no idea how I hit it out of bounds. Ended up shooting 76. So
it's great shooting, dude.
I ended up shooting that 160 number, and we had met that morning. It was me, you, and another member. We all said, what are we going to shoot that day? And I'm the only one that shot that I said I was going to shoot.
Yep.
Now, the other guy went lower than he said, and you went higher than what you said, but...
So first off, I didn't realize you had that many 3 putts on the weekend. It's like 8 3 putts on the weekend.
Yeah, well, you know
I mean, there's your tournament right there.
So when there's outside influences or there is a possibility of outside influences on how you approach a shot, you need to just block it out. You need to just block it
That's
out.
being delicate.
Yeah, that was the most delicate way I could put that on a podcast. So just let you know that I'm not always an asshole, because that was the nicest way for me to say that.
It wasn't a course. It wasn't an official. It wasn't the weather.
Yeah. When there's other things that may influence how you go and approach the shot that you're about to hit, you need to just woosah and block all that out and just do the thing that you've been practicing, you've been doing all winter long.
Easier said than done. But,
I did do it the second day.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. After the second hole. So on the second hole, it happened, and that's what reminded me not to do that, because overnight I said, I think that might have messed with me a little bit. So I said, don't let it happen tomorrow. And then it happened on the second hole, and I was like, oh yeah, remember, you're not doing that today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, so saying about Twofskill, first off, great shooting. I mean, 76 anywhere is, and that course, that puts you in, I think, top 10 that day for the day. Like if just those 60 players were playing,
I might have to check that.
And take a look.
I have to check that.
So again, I was playing pretty good. I went par, birdie, bogey. So going into the fourth hole, I was even par, and I'm even telling Maddie, who's on the bag, I'm like, I'm feeling pretty good today. It'd be a nice day to break, 70, shooting low 70s. And this was really important. This was one of those things where this was my fault. Are you using the GPS on the phone? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I use it when I have a blind shot. I use it on a par 5 to figure out what I want my layup number to be. Right.
I'm kind of stupid. I use it all the time.
I still use the rangefinder if I have line of sight, but if I don't,
I do both.
And 12 skill, you have a lot of not line of sight. So on this 4th hole, I couldn't get all the way up over the hill like the other guys. So I had kind of a blind shot. Pin was back. It was like 155, uphill. It's a good 7-iron. I had a good lie, had a little downwind. All things considered, I max out that 7-iron like 165. And when I hit it good. I thought it was going to be in the cup, but I can't see it. And one of my playing partners said, "You better hit a provisional." I'm like, "For what?" I'm like, "I know there's out of bounds behind the green, but it's like 30 yards behind the green. It's not right up against it." So kind of in disbelief, I should have kind of stopped, took a ride up, figured what was going on. Again, we got all the time in the world, and I just dropped another ball and hit a shitty 7-iron. Way left, and when I got up there, my ball was out of bounds by 3 inches, and I was like, "Wow!" So shame on me, but I'm like, I can't hit a 7-iron 185 yards. That's just not a thing, right? So I'm not sure what happened, and I ended up taking a quad, right? So I went from even par to 4 over through 1, 2, 3, 4 through 5 holes. All of a sudden, I'm playing bogey golf, right? And that rattled my cage a little bit. And shout out to my caddy. She's like, "Hey, listen." She's like, "Get your shit together." And I played the rest of the front in 1 over or 2 over and shot 41. We came around again, and we come to that same hole and played from the back tees because it's a 9-hole course. And I had like 180 in, and I told her, I go, "I'm not going to be anywhere near that. I'm going to leave this short on the front side of the green." Right? It's an uphill putt. There's nothing tricky about it, but anything behind the green, there's traps, everything, I'm going to leave it short. I get up there. I'm 20 yards over the green. So I'm like, I don't know if the yardage was off. There's a jet stream that comes down, but it's one of those examples. And my second one too is, again, you can play good golf, still end up with some weird stuff. So this tournament for the day ends on a taco green, right? 243-yard par.
You love tacos.
I do love tacos, right? But it's one of the great holes in the valley, and if you get tournament golf, it's one of those great things. So it's a drivable par 4, a lot of bunkers, a taco-shaped green, and 100 people that have been drinking all day, basically 20 yards.
Stadium view of
just right down on top of you. It's one of the great places to watch golf in the valley, especially championship golf. And I hit a good drive. I was to the right-hand side. And you can chip, now that you're on the right, you can chip into the face of the taco, let the ball run up, down, maybe and make this birdie putt. So I do, and it kind of rolls out weird, and it ends up side hill instead of below the cup. And I'm like, all right, but I had like 6 feet side hill, and the other 2 guys are already in for birdie, and I'm like, I'm going to make this birdie on top of there, and it would have shot 76. And I go, that's pretty good, right? And run the putt in there, and I missed to the pro side, and it runs down about 3 feet underneath the cup. I go, okay, get down. And I'm looking at it, and I'm taking my time. I feel a little bit of the pressure of the people, but I've been making 3 and 6 footers for par for all weekend, right? I run it up. It hits the cup, power lips 360, and rolls 6 feet down. And then I missed that putt for 4 putt to shoot 79. And I'm
then snapped his putter.
No, kept it together. Again, big gallery.
Here comes the putter throw.
Yeah, exactly. So I look back and I go, between the 4 putt and the out of bounds, I'm like, that was the day. End up shooting 79. The cut ends up being 158. So I go 79, 79, 158 to make it to the last day.
Yeah.
But
and it shouldn't have been that close for you,
No, and you should have been in too. Let me ask you an important question. I'll just wrap it up so we can get on to something else. Went on to the next day. My son caddied for me. 10 bogeys, 8 pars, boring 82, which actually, with an 82, I beat 10 people. I came in 20th on the day on Sunday.
Wow.
So it wasn't a terrible score. But, shout out to Ty Monroe. Winning the thing by 8 strokes.
Yeah, dude. He went 3 under, 3 under, 1 under.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I played all weekend with Doug Clisholti, who shot 1 under at Wiltwick to come in 4th, I think. Dougie did a great job, and again, just a shout out. But I guess my question to wrap up the Herdegen is did you feel any added pressure representing New York Golf and Fitness and all the work we've done?
Yes. You sit there, we have an indoor facility, we're practicing, we're preaching, we have just the tips, we have, New York Golf and Fitness. You do want to go out there and you want to represent. I'll say this, right? Now, from where my game has come in the last 4 years, I mean, I'm still hopefully on the incline, you know what I mean? So I'm not stressed about it. I did shoot the number that I ended up wanting to shoot it. If I, got one back here, got one back there, I can sit there and dwell on that, but I'm not going to. I'm not that type of golfer. I still don't know how that one went out of bounds, but whatever. No, I'm just kidding. But I personally want to represent Just the Tips and New York Golf and Fitness at the highest level of not just golf, right? Like, because, golf will get you, man. Like, if you put that pressure on yourself, like, you're never going to win that, dude.
Yep.
Like, I'm not going to ever win that. But just how I present myself and golf etiquette, working with the other guys, showing respect out there and respecting the course, respecting the tournament and all of those things. That's the pressure that I felt like I needed to, deliver on that side of things.
Yeah, I got to be honest. I was thinking about, again, nice thing about a positive mental attitude is you're always engaging in possibility thinking. And to go, okay, in my wildest dreams, right? What if I won the Herdegen? What would that do for New York Golf and Fitness? I'd be like, oh my God, that'd be amazing, right? Yeah. And then like, okay, well that's probably not practical, but what if I came in low senior? And I'm like, oh, that's pretty good too, right?
Yeah.
What if I had top 10 finish? Like that'd be so that's kind of the way my mind was thinking. So when these bogeys just keep happening, I'm like, first I was staying very positive, right down to the end, right down to the last hole. I said, just make a birdie. But that's not normally the way I play. I don't put pressure on myself to make birdies.
Yeah.
I try and shoot par with the understanding that bogeys are going to happen, eliminate the big numbers completely, and always saying birdies are blessings. They're not a given. But to go all weekend with 3 birdies, play 54 holes with only 3 birdies, and Twofskill's got a couple of holes that, like, if you don't birdie them, you're losing a stroke to the field. I came out of it and I go, I put the pressure in the wrong place. I put the pressure on the New York Golf and Fitness, and hey, don't you own a simulator company? Why'd you just hit it out of bounds, right? And then secondly, on the pressure to make the birdies to make up for mistakes. Eliminate those 2 things, I'll have a more enjoyable weekend.
Yeah, yeah, and I'll be honest, man. Like, so my middle daughter, who's on the golf team, caddy for me during the Herdegen, the qualifier, and I didn't play great, right? I didn't strike the ball great, I didn't chip great, I didn't putt great, but I wanted to display to her and show her how to act out there properly without losing your cool, without letting those bad shots like get to you, because I wanted to demonstrate to her that like not to do the same thing when she's playing. So I think that like keeping my cool out there and staying positive and being a good co-golfer with other people, I think that's kind of me doing my part for New York Golf and Fitness, because I'm not going to win the Herdegen, right? Ty, I'm coming for you, but not going to win the Herdegen if he's in it.
Ty, can you move out of the area, please?
When are you moving to Florida?
I thought you were going to Florida.
But
well, good for you, because my daughter learned a few new words.
Yeah, you know what I mean. Like, and I don't want to show that. I don't want to show that to the other golfers. I don't want to show that to the tournament people. I don't want to show that to the course. The people at the course, the pros and things like that. Like, I want to represent New York Golf and Fitness by not breaking my 6-iron on the 4th hole and things like that,
Come to New York Golf and Fitness for all your custom golf repair needs and turn a negative into a positive. We put new ferrules on there.
Yeah.
But
overall, dude, I think I had a really great experience. I think, having 2 more competitive rounds under my belt and actually playing decent in one of them was, was kind of nice. And,
well, I'll say this though, and I mean it sincerely. You'll get better faster in amateur tournaments thinking about our business the way you are than the way that I was. like I said, I can't put that kind of pressure on myself. It doesn't make any sense.
And I've never seen you do that before. Like, I've played with you, I've caddied with you, all of these things, and you play your best golf when you play boring golf. You're not putting pressure on yourself. You're not getting stressed about a bogey here and there. I've seen you play your best golf, dude, when you're And listen, not for nothing, you're not the aggressive player. You know what I mean? You never have been. I've never seen you do it. I've never seen you do it, like, ever. You're the fairway, you're the green, you're the two-putt, or the every once in a while you drain that putt or you chip it in. That's your game, dude. Yeah. And so when you're trying to get aggressive, I think it's just like, it's, what do they call it, uncharted territory for you that, like, sometimes you might live up to that, whatever, but sometimes it might break you, So,
well, like I said, but your way is a better way to thinking about it, and I think I'll do that. So I said it this week because you're like, you playing golf on 4th of July? And I'm like, no, skins and ringers this weekend? I'm like, nah. Yeah. And partially because it's hot, partially because we have a tremendous amount of work to do here at New York Golf and Fitness, and partially, I said it, I go, the Herdegen took a piss out of me, man. I'm like, when I was a kid, they used to call it the hurt me again. Because people would literally, like, you missed the cut, you don't qualify, like I said, it knocks you down.
I don't feel it like that. I don't feel that feeling. I will say, I like playing in that competitiveness. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get more of that under my belt. Now, do I hope I play good? Yeah, but I just want to get the experience, right? Like, I don't have the competitive experience in golf, and I want more of that.
So here's the thing is I realized just the other day that, hey, the reason that I don't have that I'm not all excited to keep playing golf, not even that, not like hey, right back on the grind, is I didn't have anything set up this year. The Herdegen's over. We're away on vacation. We'll talk about that in a second during my first attempt at the Ulster County Senior, so I won't be able to play in that. I don't really have any med events set up for the end of the summer. I'm hoping to play in the what do they call that? Mid-am, right? So I got some stuff down the thing. I don't think I'm going to be able to play in the club championship because of another engagement. So I don't really have anything on my calendar. So you know what I did?
What did you do?
I signed up for the Woodstock Open.
Oh.
So on the 26th of the month, I'm going to play in a professional tournament.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit! I'm like, I don't want to embarrass myself.
That's in 3 weeks, bro.
I know. I'm like, all right, back on the grind.
So we did do the one thing where we got invited to another course, and they play this scratch skins match. We got invited by
Chris,
Guido.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
He put it together he kind of put us into the mix. And that was kind of cool. That was like,
amazing.
You're kind of going into like the away team, and you're going onto their territory and going to play there. I played well that day too, but just like things like that where you're not comfortable and you got to get comfortable.
Taking it out of our comfort zone. Yeah. So there's an amateur tour up here, stuff, but it's got to get on the calendar, and I think that's the tricky thing. So, but here's the thing
but it also has to be. You have to not that we don't take the Herdegen serious or that we don't if we played tomorrow morning with the people who invited us, like we're taking that serious, but it's not the end of the world.
Right.
And
you can come out any Sunday and play it.
Right.
The Herdegen's once a year. It's the Masters.
Exactly. You get a whole another year, and then now you got to redeem you got to wait a whole another year to redeem yourself.
365 days till hockey tryouts. So one of the things though is as I look forward, and this is new for me. This is new uncharted territory. I'm looking more forward to our fall indoor and winter golf season. Not only from a playing standpoint. Playing is fine. I really enjoy hitting balls in here and doing the training and stuff. But I can't wait to show everybody what we've done this summer with it's not New York Golf and Fitness 2.0. It's moving this closer to our finalized vision of what it's supposed to be. I mean, it took a lot to get to the point where we could get people through the door. but we weren't 100% done.
No.
And that's why we offered the founding members prices. That's why, there was still loose ends to tie up. Right?
Yeah, we did have a lot of work. I do think that we aged quite a bit in the last 10 months. I think we went into it, we went into it gung-ho and thought we could bang this out in a weekend.
Only way to do it is to fool ourselves.
Yeah.
We knew how hard it was, and we put that on the side.
Yeah, exactly. We didn't want to admit it, and we just went hard. And, we got this place to a spot where we were not embarrassed to let people in here, and we were
Very
okay
serviceable.
with charging people the money that we charged.
They were happy to pay it.
But we want to deliver
even a better product.
the better product that we were expecting. And I think it's going to take 2 more phases to get it to...
Yeah, I mean, one of the things is just like our game, just like your golf bag, New York Golf and Fitness is always looking to get better.
Yeah.
Right? And some of it we're aware of. Some of it we thought it would be longer in the future before we were able to get it. We'll talk about. And there's stuff on our radar or outside of our radar we don't even know about. But when it makes itself apparent, it'll be here.
Well, you came in one day with one thing that you're like, dude, you're going to love me for this. I'm like, does it involve spending money? You're like, just a little bit. I'm like, I'm probably not going to be excited about it.
Yeah.
And then you were like, and then you told me, and I was like, dude, that's pretty good.
So before we get into our fall season, we have a vacation plan.
Yeah.
Want to talk about the vacation quick?
Yeah, we are finally going on vacation. I don't know what we're doing. Maybe we just shut the place down. Maybe we I don't know.
Turn the keys over to our best members.
Yeah, hide a key.
Yeah, exactly. There'll be a rock out front that's never been there before, a plastic rock right in front
don't lift that up if you're not a member.
Exactly.
We're going down to Myrtle Beach. We're doing our annual trip down to Myrtle. We got a beach house. We're going to play some golf. It's going to be
True
fun.
Blue in Caledonia, the Steve Dresser Golf Academy, Paulie's Island Tavern.
I haven't had a beer since we got the phone call that we got the lease to this
God
place.
bless you, dude.
I think I might need a beer.
Yeah, you're gonna have one Miller Lite and pass
Such a
out.
cheap date.
Yeah,
I'm gonna use
exactly.
such a cheap date.
You know what? And you're gonna be like, I don't know why I drink anyway.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. I'm gonna have a headache the next day.
Yep.
I'm gonna have a headache for the rest of the trip.
Yeah, it'll be a pleasure to
But
be
Puddles
around.
is coming up, so
Is he?
hopefully. And so
So we know we're playing True Blue in Caledonia.
Yeah.
We know we're doing Steve Dresser School. Are we going to
do whatever
Ocean
we
Course?
want. We'll do whatever we want, dude.
Are we?
I mean, we can do whatever we want.
Do you want to play Bulls Bay?
See, he wants to plan everything, dude. It's
do.
a beach vacation.
Yeah, that needs some planning.
Let's go with the flow.
You want to play Bulls Bay?
Yeah.
I got a guy on my phone.
Yes, we're playing Bulls Bay.
All right.
Yes, the answer is yes.
So when we get back,
We can bring
though,
Puddles to Bulls Bay then. Do we have to play with that guy?
we do.
Okay.
Yeah, and possibly his daughter, who's
Okay.
supposed to be a good player. But I'll text
And
him
she's
today.
rich.
They're all rich, by the way.
Yeah,
By the way, I found out Westchester Country Club has a waiting list for 150 people, but there's a number of eligible bachelorettes who have memberships.
Click here.
Exactly. Just saying. So, do we want to talk about what we're planning in here, or do we?
No, I think
not
that's
yet?
no. That's
okay.
we can maybe. We're gonna tease you guys with it now. We got
There
a
you
couple
go.
projects in the mix right now, things that we want to do here, or that we are doing here.
But like I said, if you loved New York Golf and Fitness last year, you're going to really love it this year. You're going to, hopefully, even if you spent 300 hours with us last year, when you come back in, you're going to be like, wow, that's cool. Like that kind of stuff. And then if you've never been down before, it's going to be the very best experience in this space that you can get.
I did get another comment this morning from a person. She was like, I didn't even know you guys were here.
I had a person walk through. Yeah. It's okay.
Spread the word.
Yeah.
Spread the word.
Like and subscribe, share this video, but more importantly, bring your friends in, especially here in the summertime. Again, shoot us a text, hit us up in the DMs. We'd love to show you what we built. And again, when people come in, they go, wow. And
I would say that. And that's never stopped still, right? Like, so we've been open since December 11th of 2025, and people who walk in this door for the first time go, wow.
Yep.
Wow.
And
This
then
place is
I
awesome.
didn't know this was here. When did you guys open up?
Yep.
Those are the first 3 questions. So, but like I said, really excited about the improvements. I'm looking I'm here on the 4th of July going, man, I can't wait until October, November.
I know.
You know,
This is the first
weird.
year of my life that I am not mad that summer is rushing through.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks because I love summer. My birthday's in summer, whatever. But I'm excited to show the place off again. You know what I mean? And get this, you know. And I want to get this place to where we plan on getting it.
So, and that includes certain automations. It includes technology upgrades, facilities upgrades. It includes
Software.
some software upgrades. And again, like I said, it was spectacular last year.
Dude, people had a blast. People would spend hours here, man, hours. I think some of you know that I'm building a little bit of a software thing in the background, and I kind of want to track that, like how long people are staying.
That should be one of your badges.
Yeah. What would it be called?
You'd be called the
sleeper.
The
camper.
The camper, exactly.
The camper.
Yeah, like I said, just bring your own. We are going to make you bring your own piece of turf, though.
Couple of guys, they could probably just sign into their Netflix on here instead. Yeah, put your Netflix on here. If you've been here more than 2 hours at a clip, we need your Paramount and your Peacock and all those things. You know what I mean?
Yep. Again,
dude.
if we're not giving it away, that's everything we're at. But again, we're here all summer long. We want to come play with you. I would say two of the things that aren't surprising, but we don't know exactly what this place is in the summertime. We kind of knew what we wanted it to look like.
Yeah.
The two things that we're doing way more of than I thought we were. So first, people are using it to continue to practice. They like the data and the numbers.
Which we're going to talk about next week.
Yep. They love the fact that it's air conditioned and these brutal hot days they can come in, right? They love the fact that we're here at 5 o'clock in the morning. Even before you can get out onto a golf course, you can come in here.
Yep.
And they like a lot of times when they don't have a lot of time, right? Hey, I got an hour. You know, by the time I get up to the course and get my clubs out of storage and put them on the thing, I'm going to play 6 holes or I'm going to get a half a range session in.
Yeah.
Come in here and expedite their afternoon.
And to be honest, let's talk about this next week because I can go a whole other hour on whatever this thing is that when what are we called? Are we amateur golfers?
Yeah.
And now what is somebody like somebody who just started like 3 years ago, you know who I'm talking about, who's a decent golfer now, but you know he still has work to do. Still amateur golfer,
emerging
golfer. Yeah. So from somebody who is top of amateur golfer to somebody who, you know, has been playing for 3 years and somebody who just wants to start out, what are they doing right now?
Yeah,
they're playing golf a couple times a week, maybe, not practicing.
No.
What do we need to do?
So you got to get touches. You got to do more golf than you don't. So again, there's 7 days in a week, 4 days a week. So if you're playing your Tuesday night league and that's all you're doing,
and then getting a Saturday, 9 holes in,
maybe, or maybe it's 18 holes on Saturday.
Yeah.
Again, you need a practice session, and one of them could be at home, right? One of them could be chipping and putting around your backyard and stuff like that. But again, here's the thing, the other thing that was surprising.
We're talking about this next week. Don't go deep.
No.
Okay.
Is our 5 coaching packages, our 5 hour coaching packages, right?
Yeah.
So to be able to bring somebody in here and go, keep playing outside, keep playing in your Tuesday league, right? But to go, hey, listen, this is what we do on session 1. And they're not an hour. Sometimes they're an hour and 10 minutes, an hour and 50. It's about achieving the goal.
It's your workout.
Yeah. So we do this in the first one, and this in the second one, this in the third one, this in the fourth one, this in the fifth one. And then people are signing up for second coaching sessions that, hey, listen, I'll meet you at the golf course and we'll do some work over there.
Yeah.
So the people signing up for those 5 lessons, they're not lessons, they're coaching. We use the information and the data to arm you with things like your distance and all that other stuff. That's number 1. Number 2 is I can't believe how much club repair we're doing. Holy cow. And I think it's because I can turn it around fast. It's the first thing I do every day when I get in here is what came in while I wasn't here. What came in while I wasn't here, and I make it an absolute priority because I know you want to get back out onto the course.
Yeah.
So work with vendors that are turning parts around quickly. I make it a priority for the labor, and people are, I had a guy come in one night and he's like, my driver shaft's broken. I'm like, no problem. I'm like, normal turnaround time for that, 2 or 3 days. And he goes, I'm playing tomorrow morning. What can you do? And I jumped through hoops for him to make sure that he didn't, that he had a quality shaft, that I installed it. I mean, he had to do a little bit of waiting around. But long story short, he took that driver home with him,
So I will say that, like, I'm pretty surprised about all of that as well. But I'm also surprised on the people who still don't know that we do it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I might have to start learning how to pull shafts and all that stuff because you're going to get backed up. But listen, we do all the club repair. What don't we do?
What don't we do?
On club repair.
In club repair, I would say the only thing that we don't do is shaft spining.
Yeah. I kind of want to do that.
Yeah, but if you know what shaft spining is, you're not getting it done within an hour and a half at Kingston anyway.
Yeah.
And we'll be there eventually.
So we switch adapters.
So
I'm asking. Switch adapters.
Easy. So if you if you used to be a Strixon guy and now you have a Ping, but your old shaft you like better, but they don't plug into each other, just bring them in. I'll switch them around for you. No problem. Easy.
What about ferrules? Can I switch out my ferrule?
You can if you're an insane person.
Why?
Well, a ferrule is just a decorative piece. It has no function on the club.
What if I get a really cool one?
Then we can 100% take your shafts out.
You have to do all that?
Oh, boy, do you.
You have to pull every shaft out.
Oh, yeah.
Pull it out of the head. You got to heat up the epoxy, get the epoxy.
And if it's graphite, then you have to do a shaft pull. If it's metal,
and then you're just sliding another little piece of plastic on, and then sticking
just popping it back in. It's no big deal. Bring them in all the time.
Yeah, but you got to pull a shaft just to put a ferrule on. Just to let you know.
So
we do regrips.
Regrip do fast and easy.
Okay.
And you can either bring your own grips. I have discount grips, or we'll order them off Amazon like everybody else.
Yeah, we get grips.
Vendor.
We don't make money on grips.
Yeah.
We charge you whatever price we pay for them.
It's a service to everybody. Re-gripping, by the way, has gotten ridiculous expensive.
Yeah.
So if you think, like, I have discount grips that are quality grips that you can stick on for $8 or $10 a club, right? But if you have a grip, but if you have 13 clubs, it's $130.
Yeah.
If you go and you buy a regular standard Golf Pride multi-compound, you're paying $15 to $18 a grip. Another
Plus
couple of bucks to put it on.
Yeah.
So that 13 clubs is now close to $300, right? And we're not making any money on it.
Yeah.
It's like getting your tires changed on your car. And the grip compound, I found that my grips are wearing out faster, right?
Yeah.
But there's a lot of cool
You're
ones.
in here hitting balls every day. What else do we do?
Swing weight. If you don't know your swing weights,
Okay.
We won't dive into what that is right now. But say you have your favorite club is your 7-iron, and you don't know why you don't hit some of your other clubs well, right? Let's come in for a swing weight analysis.
What if one of my lie is off?
So here's the thing, right? Most clubs are a standard size, right? So when you get those, if you're a couple inches short like me or a couple inches tall like you might not need a club to be lengthened or shortened, but you might need the actual angle of the shaft when it touches the club to be modified by just a couple degrees, right? So if you're short like me, the club face sits like this. So again, because I'm short, the toe is up, and I get these little digs. So what we do is we take the shaft and we bend it down just 2 degrees to flatten it out. For Mike, he's tall, so he might have the toe on the ground and chunking that in. We just bend it by 2 degrees to flatten that out, right? So that's not even a tough one to do. You're not buying any new clubs. We're not doing regripping.
What about, say I have a 54 degree and it goes 104, but I have my 56 degree goes 98, but I need that 54 degree to go 108.
Yeah. I mean, you could go out and buy a new wedge for $180 plus tax, or you could bring it in here, and what we'll do is simply bend that club a couple of degrees. I just had one this morning, and here's the thing is most people don't recognize is your clubs could have, especially if you bought them used, could have been pre-bent. And I mean not bent in a bad way, but the hosels off. If you spend a lot of time hitting off of mats, if you play a lot of golf, you could literally, if you travel with your clubs, you could change the loft. So I had a kid in here today, and he's saying my 54 degree wedge is going 108 yards, and my 60 degree wedge is going 102 yards. I have a 6 yard difference. I put the 60 on the lie loft machine. It was actually 56 degrees.
Yeah.
I put his 56 on there. It was 55 degrees. It was 1 degree difference between these two clubs, even though on the top it was stamped 56 and 60.
And I will say that
so we bent them out.
You can even get your clubs from the manufacturer that are not the lies and the lofts that they're stated.
So you bring those in for an inspection. If we need to do any changes on them, we will. We do the all in-house, and we do it in real time, right?
Yeah.
So you know, if it's a sand
Dude,
wedge.
what if I want some used clubs?
So our used club inventory is always rotating, but long story short is our goal is number one is for our members, right? We want to have our members with the ability to change out clubs easily and efficiently, so I'm always buying top quality gear for them. Secondly, for the public, to be able to come in, see the place, and if they need, they can buy an individual club or a full set, but these will be like new condition clubs. The big thing though is when you buy here, we're going to make sure that the club set, whether you're spending $100 on a set of clubs or $1,000 on a set of clubs, that they fit you when it comes to the length, the lie in the loft, and the shaft stiffness. The one thing that you'll struggle with on buying your clubs secondhand is, are they right for me, right? We'll make sure that if you do find something here, that it's set up right for you. Plus, we have our consignment program. So if you have a piece of top-end golf gear and you just don't want the hassle of marketing and selling it and things like that, we'll be happy to do it for you. Bring it in. Like I said, we'll give you a real evaluation. We can either buy it from you or consign it for you. Either way, we'll give you pricing on that.
All right, dude.
All right.
Good.
I feel so good ahead.
Yeah, man.
To me, these...
That's a long podcast. Just
it's
like
an hour and a half?
Sorry, guys. Close.
Is it?
Hour 15.
All right.
I'll chop it down.
Not our longest. What are you going to take out? Just you? Now
You
it's
talking.
Now it's an hour and 15 minutes of me just talking? All right. Listen, that's why we need more than one every 3 months.
I know. All right. Listen, let's get out of here. We'll be back next week. We're going to do one.
What are we going to talk about?
I don't know. You just talked about everything, but no. We're going to talk about practice.
Practice.
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice.
Yeah. All right, guys.
All right. Listen, I'm Adam.
I'm Mike. Just the tips.
And New York Golf and Fitness.
101.
Just the tips.